project management, logs and registers are some of the most important tools that a project manager can have. Different logs and registers can serve as essential tools for recording and tracking evolving aspects of a project. Now, unlike static documents, these artifacts are dynamic and are continually updated throughout the project's lifecycle. So let's dive into logs and registers in a bit more detail and see why they're so important for effective project management. Let's start with the assumption log. Now, as you can guess from the name, the assumption log is a repository for capturing and managing assumptions, but it's also used for capturing the constraints that underpin a project. Assumptions are factors or conditions that are believed to be true, but maybe haven't been verified yet. And meanwhile, constraints are restrictions or limitations that could impact the project's execution. Within the assumption log, project managers document these assumptions and constraints systematically. This serves two key purposes. First, it provides clarity to the project team about what factors are critical to project success. And second, it highlights areas that may require further investigation or risk mitigation. In fact, by continuously updating this log as the project progresses, then project managers ensure that the team is aware of any changes or new insights regarding these assumptions and constraints. Next, we have backlogs. Backlogs are an ordered or prioritized list of work items that require attention in a project. They are dynamic and continuously evolving and critical for maintaining project momentum. Backlogs are typically prioritized in order of the most important items first and the less important items last. And backlog strategies can vary, but their main purpose is to make sure that the most important tasks for project success are addressed and scheduled for imminent iterations. Project managers use backlogs to manage work efficiently. Work items can include features and user stories or tasks that need to be completed. Basically, by regularly updating and refining the backlog, project managers ensure that a team is always focused on the most critical tasks and can adapt to changing project priorities. And speaking of change, change is an inherent part of any project. And the change log is a tool that's used by project managers to keep track and manage those changes. The change log is a comprehensive and exhaustive record of all of the changes that occur during a project's lifecycle. And the log includes information about the nature of the change, who requested it, its current status, and any associated documentation. The change log is valuable for lots of reasons. It provides transparency into the evolution of the project and allows stakeholders to understand how the project has adapted over time. It also helps in assessing the impact of changes on project scope, schedule, and budget. Maintaining a detailed change log means that project managers can effectively manage and communicate changes, ensuring that all stakeholders are informed and aligned. Next is the issue log. Now, the issue log is a really important tool for tracking and managing active issues within a project. In fact, once an issue is dealt with, it can be removed from the issue log, or at least closed so that it isn't constantly presented. Now, issues can actually be a number of things. They can be a problem, an obstacle, or a challenge that requires resolution. They're recorded in the issue log along with details like their severity and their status, and assigned ownership for follow-up and resolution. This log serves as a central repository for recording issues as they come up. It ensures that issues are not just overlooked or forgotten during the course of the project. In fact, by assigning ownership and tracking the status of each issue, project managers can proactively address problems and prevent them from escalating into larger and more critical issues that can impact project success. Now, in project management, the past is a valuable teacher. So, enter lessons learned. The Lessons Learned Register is a repository for recording insights that were gained from the current project or past projects. Why? Well, the main goal is simply to improve future projects. It's a reflective document that captures what went well, what didn't go so well, and what could be done differently in the future to make sure that new projects can be run smoother. The Lessons Learned Register is a living document that evolves as the project progresses. Project managers and team members contribute their observations and recommendations. This record of experiences, both positive and negative, is an invaluable resource for enhancing project management practices. And like I said, it promotes continuous improvement by making sure that the knowledge gained from each project is used to make the next one even more successful. Now, project managers must always be prepared to address both threats and opportunities that can impact a project. And the risk adjusted backlog is a dynamic artifact that includes work items and actions related to risk management. Within this backlog, project managers identify tasks and activities that address identified risks. These tasks aim to mitigate threats or exploit opportunities that could affect project outcomes. By integrating risk management directly into the backlog, project managers ensure that risk related work is prioritized and managed alongside regular project tasks, which increases the project's overall resilience. The risk register is a repository for recording and tracking risk management outputs. It provides a high level understanding of the risks that the project faces and the strategies in place to address or mitigate those risks. Within the risk register, project managers document risk identification, analysis, response planning, and monitoring activities. It serves as a central location for all risk related information, allowing stakeholders to gain insights into the project's risk landscape. Basically, by maintaining an up to date risk register, project managers can proactively manage risks and reduce their potential impact on the project. And finally, there's the stakeholder register. Effective stakeholder management is obviously critical for project success. And the stakeholder register is a comprehensive document that contains information about project stakeholders, including their interests, their influences, and their expectations. Within the stakeholder register, stakeholders are assessed and classified based on their level of impact and interest in the project. This classification helps project managers to tailor their communication and engagement strategies to effectively meet the needs of different stakeholder groups. Regularly updating the stakeholder register ensures that stakeholder management remains a priority throughout the project's lifecycle.